Hello, hello. Just in time for the wind. Hopefully that's not too bad. Another episode of Disengage from Linear Mindset with your host, Kraig Smyth, that's me, and MyBizGuide, the business of being human. So there's this thing called coronavirus. You may have heard of it. It's kind of a popular thing today. How does coronavirus affect us? Well, of course there's all the physical stuff. What are your thoughts about coronavirus? Your real thoughts about coronavirus? So here's the thing. Here's the challenging conversation. This is going to happen sometime. And how do people think about its impact on not only, how do people think about the impact of humanity on other species is on the planet as a whole? That's the thing. If you know what's happening in the world today, if you really know what's happening in the world today, you have to understand the human population impact, the human population has on other life forms on the planet as a whole. Humans have to understand that humans are another species on this planet. Coming from a background in fisheries, forestry, wildlife biology, it's super simple. You can't have too many organisms packed together in so many areas. There's too many organisms in too small of an area with too few resources. You would never have that many large animals, especially large mammals, living together like that. So there's overpopulation, and it's overpopulation in too many people in too small of a place. Now, so that's for the mass population. Now for the individuals, how does the threat of a virus affect us? Are we only concerned for human life, or do we understand that the human population needs to come down? Is that tempered within us? Because death is a part of life. It's an integral part of life. It's how things work. Do people understand that a virus coming through, or whatever kind of disease coming through, is going to be a naturally occurring situation when you have overpopulation, when you have too high of population densities in large mammals? It's a thing. Look it up. Google it. It's Wildlife Biology 101. It's super simple. The fact that people don't look at the human population as a species is human oversight. It's human stupidity. We're just going to have to, people are going to have to understand the natural world that we live in, that we're walking on. Things shutting down. Everyone talks about, the grid and electric and jobs and all these kind of things. Those still are not needs. Those are not needs. There's a big ball of fire in the sky called the sun that's been providing light forever. When the sun goes down, lights out. Electricity is not a need. A job is not a need. Food is a need. Water is a need. Clean air and soil are needs. human species needs to understand the difference between a need and a luxury, or a need and a whim. When you subjugate needs for luxuries, you're going to be in trouble. Things are going to go wrong. It's just how that's fact. That's fact. When there is a real challenge, when there's threats to clean water, food, air, soil, and those get subjugated behind people saying, well, we need to work, we need to get jobs, we need electricity, we need blah, 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 blah. No, that's not a need. Simple, simple, simple. How do you feel about the decline of the human population versus the well-being of the planet as a whole? That is your challenge question. That is the real effect of coronavirus. How do people think about these things? What's the big picture effect? What's the effect? What's the big picture in the mind of the individual? Are people just scrambling around trying to save human population? Because unfortunately, what the facts are that at this point, the human population is not a beneficial organism to the planet. So if you do the logic on it, which we need to, everything would be fine without the humans. We are extraordinarily privileged to be here, and that should never be taken for granted. So if the coronavirus wakes some people up, that would be a good thing. If people understand the frailty that these modern conveniences have been built upon and the life that's been sacrificed for them, that's something to think about. Anything that shakes us up now is going to be better than something that shakes us up later, because it's going to happen. And this kind of thing is going to happen. Who knows how bad this is going to be? We don't know. This is just the start. We really don't know. Personally, I hope it's bad enough to wake some people up. That's what I hope, because it's better for it to happen now than for it to happen later. The more people, the more negligence of real life that occurs, the worse it's going to be. If something happens 10 years from now, it's going to be worse. Something happens 20 years from now, it's going to be worse. All these things need to be wake-up calls. Wake up, wake up, wake up. That's what the effects of coronavirus really needs to be. So, disengage from linear mindset. Think, think, think. Look at the big picture. This is gonna happen. It's gonna happen. People need to get their heads on right about things. And then whatever happens will be okay. Philosophy development. Look at things in a good angle. Is a human species prepared to sacrifice itself for the well-being of the rest of the life and the planet as a whole? That would be maturity. So, welcome to reality. Have a good day. Kraig Smyth, MyBizGuide, disengage from linear mindset. Just trying to help people wake up. Needs to happen.